Well, breaking news, this number just keeps climbing. The State Department released another trove of Hillary Clinton's emails from her private server. They contain even more classified information. That brings the total number of Clinton emails containing classified material to 999. The release of these emails comes on the heels of FBI Chief James Comey announcing that his organization is investigating Clinton's use of a private email server while serving as Secretary of State. Joining me now with how this will ultimately affect, if at all, Hillary Clinton's run for president, former New Hampshire Governor, Republican Judd Gregg, and former Wisconsin Governor, Democrat Jim Doyle. Welcome to you both. Governor Doyle, I'll start with you. You're a Harvard Law graduate as well. From a legal standpoint, this number, 999, almost 1,000 classified emails on an unsecured server, plus FBI involvement, could it eventually be a deal breaker for Secretary Clinton?
Well, I don't think so. We'll see where an investigation goes. I'm a former attorney general as well. I've been involved in a lot of investigations of various kinds. But, of course, this is really semantics, Liz. As you say, classified emails, there is no demonstration at all that at any time has she communicated information that was classified at the time. And so when you say classified material, you are using semantically correct words, but it certainly is misleading in the sense that it suggests that she knowingly communicated material that had been classified. And that's the nub of this argument. Let me just say, I think that people who are for Hillary, this is, this issue has now been so thoroughly publicly litigated that they're going to be for Hillary, and people who see this as a big problem have already made their minds up. So It's hard for me to see how this is a long-time political issue for her.
Well, Governor Gregg, though, a lot of people who maybe are fence sitters who might go one way or another look at this and think it does jeopardize national security, bad judgment at best. And yet, over the weekend, 3 fundraisers, 1,000 new donors, doesn't seem to be stopping her. What is your thought on where she and her campaign go from here?
Well, I think they'll continue to try to ignore the issue. And to some degree, they've been successful because the press hasn't really followed up on it, the mainstream media, in a way that's had any intensity. The simple fact is that she put her personal agenda ahead of national security. The fact is that ISIS or the Iranians or even the Russians and the Chinese, if they wished to, probably could have gotten into her personal computer and read those emails. And they were. It's not semantics to say that they were classified information. And I'm sure that those groups would love to follow the Secretary of State's activities and may well have done that. She knew it was against the rules and she knew it was against the procedure. It is a clear failure of judgment on her part. Will it play in the national election when she gets a nomination? I happen to think it will. I think a lot of people are going to say, wow, that's really not the right thing to do.
And Governor Doyle, look, this has been a very noisy preamble to 2016, and there's a long way to go through all of this. ISIS is a huge question. Hillary has said no boots on the ground, special forces, yes, she pretty much is following what President Obama would do. But at some point, do we not need to step it up over there? This is becoming extremely disturbing, what's happening with ISIS.
Well, obviously, everybody has to step it up. The United States, Russia, France, all of the allies. I think it would be very hard for any American president to put boots on the ground there, given what happened in Iraq. But that isn't to say that we can't deal with this and deal with it toughly and deal with allies. And I do think Hillary Clinton, of course, I'm a Democrat, so take this, this is my perspective, but I've watched all these debates. I'm a junkie. I watch them. I think when I've seen all of the Republicans and, frankly, the other Democrats on the stage, it seemed to me there was really only one person, with the possible exception of Senator Graham, who obviously comes to a different conclusion, but only 2 people, Hillary Clinton, that really demonstrate the kind of knowledge and background and experience and toughness to deal with this issue.
Governor Gregg, last word to you. And we've heard all different points of view. We've heard Lindsey Graham, who has a very pointed idea on what to do. It's big involvement. Or Donald Trump, who says leave it to the Russians.
Well, basically, ISIS has given us a unique opportunity because unlike al-Qaeda, which is asymmetrical, ISIS has concentrated into a nation state. And you can destroy nation states, and we need to destroy this nation state. We need to do it in order to protect ourselves and to protect other the Europeans and to protect other nations which are law-abiding. And you're going to have to put boots on the ground to destroy it. That's the simple fact. And if you pass up the opportunity to do it, we're going to suffer some sort of major catastrophe here in the United States as a result of their initiating the type of attack they did in Paris here.
Massive conundrum out there. Thank you so much, former Governor Judd Gregg and former Governor Jim Doyle. A pleasure to have you both. We really appreciate it.